Greetings and welcome to a Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is November 14th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing wonderful. I'm getting ready for the weekend. Getting ready to lock in to the Butterfield.
On your weekend plans, I mean, I can't imagine that's above number 50 of possible outcomes or time spent. I think Sunday you'll lock in because we're responsible podcasters and we cover these things in theory. But yeah, are you really going to lock in?
Well, maybe I might lock in. I know we alternate bedtime in my household every other night.
Really?
And
you stick to that?
What? Yeah,
You
we
stick
to it. Yeah.
How do you remember? Was it me or you last night? We can never remember.
Well, because you got 10 kids and I've got one. That's how we remember. But anyways, Saturday night there will inevitably be the, hour and a half gap of when my daughter starts bedtime to when it finishes that I'll be fiddling around looking for something to watch on TV and it's later than most of the college football games. So guess what's going to be thrown on? The Butterfield recording.
Butterfield recording. That's a separate thing. Do we have all these new metrics, Nielsen, the big number or big data or whatever this BS is? I would like to know what were the amount of DVR, TiVo recorded Butterfield sessions? Like who's recording that to watch later? You're one. That's one. We know there's at least one.
I record every round of golf on the Golf Channel.
And sometimes you watch it. All right. Well, that's a big weekend on tap. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be haggling with. I'm in the middle of the youth basketball season split the teams deal. I ended up being in charge of the whole school.
You're the czar.
I have 300 kids. We need to split into some indeterminate amount of teams. I'm getting hammered with texts this morning. And my latest text in the scout, I gave a scouting report. Said kid usually plays with hands in his pockets, doesn't know if he's on offense or defense. And people are haggling over this. They're like, I don't want to get, I don't know. This is where we're at. This is my life right now. I don't know how I ended up here. But that's my weekend ahead. You got Butterfield.
Well,
I think that's more appealing, quite frankly.
A couple years ago when you got popped in your league for running zone defense and running up the score on everybody, I think we know how you got here.
That's not true. I think
we're very clear. There's very clear evidence on tape.
I play zone occasionally because the rules, you literally can't go outside the arc. So what are we like? Why would you even try to play man if you're just already congested inside the arc? All right, let's get to Butterfield. Adam Hadwin battles through the elements.
Hold on, Peach, you got to be excited to have your weekend clear and free.
Actually, it's the first thing I said after the game last night is at least I don't have to watch them on Sunday now. So, it's good.
This is a good topic. Probably not for Nico Echevarria fans, but, we are all seasoned veterans. I don't think you could be more seasoned than we are with how long do you just keep watching? PJ, I suspect, even at the Jets at their lowest, is just locking into that January 7th, 2-14 game and watching it from 1 p.m. all the way through. I feel like you do that, PJ. You're deranged enough. I am no thanks. Bye. Even I'm out of market. How long do you guys hold on and really lock in?
Well, you have the benefit of at least the Browns are not normally content filled. The Jets usually always give you something dumb to hold on to.
God, get out of here.
Content factory.
There's a whole dynamic.
Now you just have Dylan Gabriel. He's the most boring quarterback I've ever watched.
You had Winston last year.
Yes. There's a whole note. There's this phrase. It's called that locally December in Berea. This is the phenomenon where the most clown car shit happens. The GM gets caught, hammered behind the wheel or sleeping around. There's all sorts of December in Berea. That's what it's called. Or now the coach is gone and there's always some sort of dysfunction, but that's rarely on the field.
That's I'm locking into every Jet game. There's only 17 of them. You gotta be ready to go.
That's not a good use of your time.
I would say that I'm not locking in. what it becomes is that I have passing interest, and I turn it on, and I see something that disgusts me, and I'm just like, oh, F this, and I turn it off and like storm out of the room.
It's so not a good use of time.
I mean,
We're
You
about
have
to
to
lose.
be there,
We're about to
though.
lose like 6 games in a row too. We'll probably lose to the Browns.
if you're not there when the team ruins the draft pick in week 16 or 17, like then, where were you the whole time?
I mean, just like enjoying my life, hopefully. I think like, three of us, our credentials are unimpeachable. If you want to call us bandwagon, like you can get the hell out of here. We've had 20 years of just weather. Like I would have bandwagon and jumped to become whatever. Patriots fan. I went to school in Boston. I'm allowed to just eject myself September 30th and come back around the following September.
We haven't made the playoffs since I was in 4th grade.
That's insane. You're not too old. No, let's be fair. You're a young pup, but yeah, that was a while ago.
It's been 16 years.
I mean, we've made the playoffs twice since the franchise was reincarnated in '99. Run and Baker Mayfield.
The Bears plight isn't as bad.
Yeah.
Except we're like the most historic franchise in football with the most, up until maybe this
Most
year,
historic.
the most incompetent leadership in football.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, the Browns basically birthed an entire division. The Bengals were because Paul Brown got fired, and then he drove south and created his own franchise. The Ravens obviously are what they are, and we're just
Ravens are the Browns.
yes. The
You're
Steelers
the expansion
until the
Browns.
70s, and they started, getting on peds, and the Browns are like this historic franchise with the greatest player, and we're just this 99. It's just barely a team. We shouldn't exist. Maybe
You're an expansion franchise.
yeah, it is.
You are a bandwagon fan because you jumped on the expansion franchise and left the real Browns, the Ravens. You could be winning. You could be prospering right now.
But we're at year 26 of expansion era football. Like year 26.
What's the bandwagon cutoff for expansion bandwagoning?
When was the last expansion team then?
The Texans?
Texans were right after us, and they changed the
2001.
rules for them. They brought the expansion draft. They made it, or no, it was after. I think it was the Texans. Yeah. Anyways, R.I.P. David Carr. Not actuality, but totally sent out there to just be cannon
Just
fodder.
get sacked every other
Yeah.
play.
Talk about ruining a draft pick.
Right. I mean,
I'd point out the Bears tried to ruin Caleb.
we're in line for. The most electric game of the year. Shador outplays Caleb December 14th. Browns beat the Bears. That would be incredible.
It's anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
Once Shador comes in, though, you got to lock back in, I think. I think that's the sign to be totally back in.
Oh, that's good. Who do they play this week, Andy?
Who do we have?
Eagles? Who is it?
No, we have what?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. It's Minnesota, Green Bay, Eagles, Green Bay.
And
It's our
Pittsburgh's
next
in there
4.
somewhere, too.
I think you might win the division. Like you might win the Dan Campbell's calling plays to Detroit. Jordan Love can't can't beat anybody.
The team I have the highest hopes for now are my Fighting Illini, who you said Texas Tech was just gonna, zip up.
I saw that.
We're done with the Bulls already after they started 5-0?
Yeah, they stink. Still stink.
Just like that.
They just don't have enough talent.
They don't have a great young core.
My Balkan led Illini are gonna, might shock the world this year.
I love it. At least something to look forward to here in November.
So, here you go. I'm apologizing for Justin Fields again.
You don't.
This podcast has had so many bad Justin Fields primetime TV performances. There has to be 15 of them.
All right, we're back. The wires in Northern California are still warming up. It's just after 6 a.m. They're local, so we had.
We
a
better
little
get
break.
to some football or some non-football.
Let's do more football. Why do we need more football? Let's go play by play with the Jets, or we could go shot by shot for Kai Trump. We could do that. That's a lot of that's going on the
There is a
LPGA.
lot. There's
But-
a lot of Kai Trump shot by shot going on.
Let's start with your weekend plans. The Butterfield Bermuda Championship. Adam Hadwin is your early leader there. Of course, they didn't get it in on time. That's a fall tradition on the PGA Tour. They shorten the fields. The days are obviously short.
They weren't even close.
I mean, there's guys on like the 12th hole. I mean, they're like 2 hours of golf left. Get out of here. What are you guys doing?
I think there was some rain though.
It was
like a
windy.
short burst.
Yes. Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. So we do have Adam Hadwin is your early leader. I was looking a little bit, and it's a Friday in November. We're not exactly gonna get rich talking to Adam Hadwin, but he's kind of. This is exactly what we're going for with a little bit more cutthroat tour. I was looking at Adam Hadwin, and you wake up and you're just like, Adam Hadwin, that's a guy who's probably should be on tour. Now, is he ever going to change the dynamic of the tour? Is he ever going to be better than what I think would be 55th in the FedEx Cup or something? No. He's made a couple P Cups. He's won once. He had a bad year. He had a bad year. So there's no obligation to just keep Adam Hadwin because he's a bona fide tour pro. He really is. I don't know that he's ever like popped or become a superstar, but he's made 2 P Cups and he's won just a Valspar once. But, he had a poor year, 147th in the FedEx Cup. Now, it's the first time he's ever missed the playoffs. Now, a lot of his career has overlapped with sort of the more generous FedEx Cup cutoff of 125. Now it's getting a little more cutthroat. Now, 147, he wouldn't have made any playoffs, but it's just the kind of dynamic that you're slowly like Adam Hadwin, bona fide tour pro, but the tour should be under no obligation to just keep him on the tour. Go ahead.
Rafer's FedEx Cup finishes.
Sure.
2014, 2015, first season. He goes 107, 85, 26, 36, 52, 54, 103, 63, 45, 47, and then this year, 136. So to your point, like bona fide
tour
guy on the tour. Like, that's pretty legit career.
Yeah. Not a guy you would say like shouldn't be on tour for any reason. But if he has a bad year, I think it speaks more to like the 2-year exemption and all the sort of career money and the cuts exemptions like that. Like we have to make these guys, even if they're bona fide tour pros for almost a decade, play to be a top 70, play to be a full card carrying member for the subsequent year. And he's doing it. He's doing it at the Butterfield as we speak. He's 38 years old. And he said it's been a shock to the ego this season. Not going to lie. It hindered me throughout the season because I just kept struggling. Reached a point in July, August where I accepted where I was at. I just have to battle through. And that's kind of what he's trying to do here at the Wire. It could be maybe a proof of concept for what the fall should be, right? Not proof of like it's partially what the fall is now, but a mix of young guys, Michael Brennan, and hey, play to keep your career going. Adam Hadwin.
How long do you think Michael Brennan will be the example for
young guys?
Yeah.
Matt McCarty. I don't know. There's plenty that have done okay in the fall. Ludwig, right? That's where he cut his teeth winning the RSM, another event that shouldn't exist. You know who's beating Michael Brennan at the moment?
Nobody ever beats Michael Brennan.
The Brennan discourse is a little out of control.
Cottrell or whatever his name is.
The disrespect of not even getting the guy's name right. Will Hadrell. Every mid-am. This guy should be carried through the streets on a throne by your fellow mid-ams by the end of the week. Hadrell. He's T45. Guy,
he's played like 6 holes.
I've played golf. What?
He's played 7 holes.
In round 2. He shot a 72 in the opening round. He was on the right side of the cut line in the opening round. So we're going. He's got 12 holes. He's going to make the cut. Quote, knock on wood. Knock on wood. A lot of disaster can happen in those last 12 holes. But Hadrill, guy hasn't played college. Hasn't taken it seriously. Played college golf 20 years ago.
He's tied with Brennan.
The guy, all right, Brennan just, all right. Well, it's a dynamic situation as we record, but he was beat him as we started. Guy probably woke up, wrote some reinsurance policies, and now he's going to go out and beat Michael Brennan. Let's go. We're rooting on Will Hadrill, game within the game at the Butterfield. Do you have any other Butterfield takeaways? Windy as F out there at Port Royal, which is what happens.
I think like you're looking at the board, you got a lot of young players, like maybe a lot of young players that have had, haven't been the easiest road to the tour. You got Noah Goodwin, Salinda, Isaiah Salinda, Braden Thornberry. These are all guys. Those are big names. So something to watch.
Piss Bear's over there. I know there's some, international, oceanic laws that maybe it's a good place to land. Bermuda. Kind of in between.
Blasting it around.
Yeah. Love it. The Desert Fox, Martin Laird. We can just start reading names if you want, all the way down. All the way down.
This tournament, because of the wind, is pretty amusing.
I mean, it's amusing for any number of reasons. Brendan Todd and Brian Gay extending their careers. But yes, the wind makes it a little goofy. There was content like the ball blowing backwards on the range that got aggregated. So yeah, it does. If you're like, just trying to kind of coast to Thanksgiving, it can punch you in the face. It's not exactly playing in a dome, which is nice, I suppose, in a way. Elsewhere in golf, on the DP World Tour, or the Earth Course, Jumeirah Golf Estates in Dubai, our leader at the halfway point is Nikolai Højgaard. He is 3 clear of RNP, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry, Rory, among others, and Daniel Hillier, the great Kiwi Daniel Hillier. We got many run about Hillier on this podcast, but he's
comparing the Butterfield leaderboard.
Rose, Lowry, McIlroy, Højgaard.
Lowry, McIlroy, Højgaard, and then one back of them is Fleetwood, Noren, McIntyre.
Bobby, the
Tyrrell Hatton's one back of that. Angel Arroyo Ayora is right there too. Ludwig is in the mix. Like Fitzy's in the mix. Like just not comparable.
Hey, what does it say about the Butterfield field if the Hadrill guy can make the cut? Immediately starts going it. I'm kidding. All right.
There's a lot of local knowledge there. Hadrill probably knows how to play in the heavy wind. Probably knows a lot about the Port Royal nuances.
Yeah, the rolls, the bumps and reeds. Yeah,
maybe
he knows
Port
it all.
Royal's his home course.
It is. I think it is. I mean, there's mid-ocean. There's only a few places.
Tuckerstown.
Yeah. It's not his home course. He's got plenty of reps. Yeah. To make the comparison, is it surprising that the best players in the world in a limited field event on the sort of, I would say, watered down DP World Tour, that all the Ryder Cuppers come in and absolutely rumble through to the top of the board, and like 9 of them are all within the top 17, right? I mean, the top 15. That's not surprising. So yeah, it's going to be a good weekend watch. Probably better in the Butterfield if you're up getting your coffee. My money's on probably Rory. That would make sense. I think he does quite well at this golf course. He's won 3 in a row. I don't know if you saw that. Emirates News, the local outlet there in the Emirates, they did a news report. He sat down with, I think, like the Sheikh.
The Sheikh.
And he's literally in his green jacket. And they said 3-time DP World Tour Championship winner, Rory McIlroy.
Not career Grand Slam winner.
Nope. He's literally there in his green jacket. Reigning master. Nope. 3-time DP championship winner. Look, you always play the local angle on your local news source. So I appreciated that.
I got a question for both of you.
Please.
If there's a big group at T21, I'm going to select a couple names from it. If one of these were to just make a crazy comeback and win, which one would you be most excited about? Pat Reed, Pittsburgh Jr., Jacob Scavo Olsen, the Bumblebee, Andy Sullivan,
I mean,
or Matthew Jordan battling par.
this is not a Patrick Reed.
PJ, who'd be your?
I think if Matt Jordan won the race to Dubai, that would be a big moment in European golf history. I think that would be major. Would that
I can't
presumably
believe you
get
picked
him?
Patrick Reed. I almost didn't even put him in. He was late at.
Would this win get him into the Open next year? Because that's what really matters.
I don't know. Might get
He'll
you.
go
I think it'd be
He's a link
OWGR.
specialist.
I mean,
Doesn't
he will qualify. Don't
We
get
know
me wrong.
that. We know that. I would love to see like Patrick Reed win it all, and then they have to go and promote the top 10 going to another tour. But Patrick Reed's ineligible for that tour. A lot of heat to the DP World Tour's socials, and I guess organization in general, being like, look at what they're doing. They're literally promoting like these guys did well. Bye, see ya. You guys are so good. You get to go to a better tour or a better situation. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I think they're trying to create interest within the instant tournament. Like these guys are playing for something. Now when that something is to say goodbye to your tour, that gets a little tricky, you know? One thing that's not tricky is your protein health routine.
That's
and
right.
For that, you go to MauiNuiVenison.com/SGS. Shouldn't be tricky at all. You go to the URL, you get a delivery, it shows up on your doorstep. You don't have to worry about going through the grocery store, dealing with riffraff there, and reading all the labels, trying to understand, is this good? Is this bad? What's the story? You can go on their website, you get the full story. MauiNuiVenison.com/SGS.
Do you know what it's perfect for? I've done this a few times.
Yep.
Throw the sticks, the venison sticks in the golf bag. There's lots of stuff you can put in the bag. As Bryson says, he's got a giant bag of it, the good stuff, the snacks.
Yep.
These are perfect snacks because you get, you start to fade a little, especially if you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
These are more effective than granola bars at getting you energy. As someone who traveled across the country with a bag of granola.
Your neighbors aren't going to be happy turning your back on the granola lobby here. But I would agree.
High protein, low
yeah.
calories. I don't think they have any sugars or fats or it's just the meat. So
it's perfect. The highest form, the cleanest form of red meat and protein. Easy throw in your bag as a snack when you're golfing, and you get a free 12-pack of the sticks when your first order of $79 or more. Good time of year to get those cuts. Do like a stew, right?
Ooh, I like that idea.
Cold weather type party food, but keep it healthy. A lot of these stews, you don't know what they're just loading in that pot, just dumping junk. But this would be a great cold weather option. They've got recipes on the website, but you get that 12-pack of jerky for the golf bag snack. You just keep on the counter when you're hungry. Go to MauiNuiVenison.com/SGS. Again, you get a 12-pack of the jerky sticks with your first order, $79 or more. Better than granola. That might go around the group text chain, the neighborhood text chain. Not good.
I don't think they're listening, thankfully.
I would agree with that. Let's do a little whip around. Friday. Go ahead.
I was flying last night. I just wanted to pop in and see what the numbers were for the Internet Invitational. Do you know what they were doing live at the end of their?
No.
Take a guess.
So it's like a live premiere last night.
Yeah.
I don't know. The YouTube numbers are like, there's a lot of people cooking their numbers these days for different sort of promotion.
Yeah. There's one outlet that in particular that's really cooking the numbers.
But sometimes it works. It's worked throughout as long as I've been in digital media. Well, not work, but eventually
suckers bite on.
Eventually you get got. Eventually you get got. But yeah, there's been all sorts of.
But fake it till you make it.
For 20 years I've been doing. 15 years I've been doing. What were the YouTube numbers? What's a live number? A couple $100,000? A couple 100,000?
They had
75,000.
Like 205 near the end. 202, 205, 200 plus, just over 200.
I haven't followed it. I don't have any antipathy to it or enthusiasm. It seems like it's done well and been really good, interesting storytelling. I did see Paige Spiranac was accused of cheating at the end.
There's multiple cheating scandals in the final episode.
You know what? That's electric. That's what you want for a show like that. As someone who thrives on podcasts, like episodes where something might have happened, that's what you want. That's a Burly Boy number, I think, right? For you two.
I mean, you just think about like how much this crushed the Creator Classic that was held at a PGA Tour event.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the post-production, it just also, to me, shows the value of post-production in golf and how much more stuff. We got we got to protect our gambling companies, and have live betting options, because the world needs that. But if you post-produce it and actually make it a consumer-friendly product, look what happens.
Yeah. So this was obviously multiple days.
No
August.
announcers.
Yeah, it's just, roaming commentary to commentary, on the ground.
It was I think, listen, I'm not a stoolie. I would say that I don't regularly consume Barstool content. I was pretty fascinated by this thing.
Now, is it
just
replicable?
From a content business sense, really?
Yeah. Totally.
It's I can't 200,000 people live is for golf is a legit number. And it's better. It's going to be better than what Butterfield does this weekend.
I don't know about that.
Don't be close.
Count your chickens. I know. I'm kidding. Yeah, is it replicable? Is it? I think it. They obviously had a billion big names, and it was awesome. They did it in August, I believe. I remember seeing someone at Caves who had just come from it and said it was one of the most insane couple days of their life. And then, now the hay is in the barn. Yeah, it feels. The problem with a lot of these ideas, Andy, and I think this is a good one and a great one, is it's like. Strike the Creator Classic, I'll say. YouTube golf is hot. Let's do something. And they're like, let's make a thing. Okay, you made the thing. Now what? Right? That's what a lot of these ideas. It's a challenge. I'm not suggesting it was bad or wrong to do, but that's the challenge. I
think you'll see a bunch of people try and rip this off.
Yeah.
And it will just slowly get worse and worse every time somebody tries to rip this off.
Yep.
That's the way, the internet generally works. But, some people will juice the numbers. This one felt like very real numbers.
The conversation around it, even if you weren't watch it, you're aware of it. I had basketball practice last night at the 8th grader, and my assistant coach, his 8th grader, he's got the bug. He's playing all day. He's like, yeah, we've been watching every internet invitational. We're really into it. That's our big thing that they do together as a father and son. I was like, oh, all right, cool. I don't think he even knew I was in golf content. He knew I played golf. What the internet's working on now is Kai Trump. Round by round, shot
Maybe
by shot.
Maybe she'll be in the next internet invitational.
She shot 83. She's DFL. We kind of expected her to be last.
Honestly, 83? I'm pretty impressed with 83.
Yes. In the crucible, under the microscope, you're the whatever she is, 1,000th ranked high school golfer. 400. I don't want to be just she's in the hundreds of the junior rankings or the thousands. And you are on the big stage in the spotlight. Made no birdies. I think there were gambling lines of over-unders of 92 and a half. Someone sent me that. Might have been some CD offshore site. I don't know what it was, but I was sent that. I don't know. It's of course she wasn't going to do well. She's not there. She's not a highly ranked junior. She hasn't played. Of course she wasn't to do well. And you could debate the merits of whether it was a farce and this is how you should use sponsors exemptions and it's a joke or whatever, all that. It's just because of her following and her last name. Honestly, 83 was a little was better than is not horrendous given who she is and where she's at. Separate debate. Should she be in the field? Fine. You guys can have that. But 83, I don't think was like completely garbage or horrendous, embarrassing in any way. So
I think like there's the sponsor exemption thing is going to continue to be a conversation topic in golf.
Yep.
And figuring out, I don't think anybody's ever going to come to a conclusion on what it should be. But I would point out that the vast majority of popular sports don't need these things.
Yep.
And, I think like the exemptions are there for people like if Michelle Wee wants to play is like the way I would think about the general idea of how sponsor exemptions were created. Now what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And now they've turned it like I'm saying if I was at an LPGA event and I said like let's bring Michelle Wee, a legend of the game, into play, or a really great college player. We want to bring amateur player. We want to bring them in. With the internet, it's evolved into something else, and it's become like and I'm not trying to play either side. That like Kai Trump brings more attention to this event than asterisk tally.
We got about 20 more years of trying to say that
know.
one, maybe.
I always have my whole life struggled with that word.
Everybody.
But
who is a highly ranked junior, just for like she is a top
number one amateur in the world.
Yep.
And I can see both sides of it, but like I always go to what is the intention of the rule? What was the original intention of an exemption? And listen, like this event has more attention, more media coverage, and more just passing interest than any other event on the women's calendar this year because of this.
Yeah.
But how many of those people are actually sticking around? And I guess you could say you at least give yourself a chance that people will stick around, which we can't say the same.
They're not going to
for a lot of events.
There's a chance. They're not going to, but there's a chance, I suppose. While you're on the LPGA intention this year, we got a great note from Grayson Edwards. Holiday idea. LPGA Tour should send out an advent calendar with all the different winners from 2025 season. That's a good idea. What they had? 26, 27 winners. Advent, a new winner every day in December. All right. Yeah, no, it is, the debate over, just get rid of them. We just get rid of them. Just get rid of the sponsors exemption. It's silly. You can sponsor the event, either get in or don't. Champs Tour.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The question is, should there be exemptions? Would be my and I think there should be exemptions, but they have to. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, right? Would you give Brad Dahlke an exemption into?
Yeah.
And this is a guy that finished runner-up in the USAM. Like to me, that's someone I actually, with all the the buzz from the Internet Invitational, like, and I saw him tweeting yesterday or something. Like
someone was,
I had the driver yips, the putting yips, the wedge yips when I tried to play pro golf. I'm better now.
Yeah,
and that's someone I'm genuinely interested in watching, like someone with a person, like, because there's the chance that you're like, oh, he might be as good as them, and I want to see, or he might be close to as good as them. Like if you watched some celebrity play in an NBA game, it would be really boring because you know what would happen.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of oh, can this person play at this level? Like Will Hadrill,
That's what I'm saying.
who qualified it.
He's T45. But should that
Jamming
qualifier exist? I don't know.
Jamming you with you're making fun of the Bermuda qualifier.
I didn't make fun of it. I'm asking questions. 3 of 27 should get it. I don't know. You have to be Bermudan. Seems like, whatever. Anyways, all right. Yeah, there's different ways to build a field, and that will be a debate, time immemorial. Champions Tour minute. The Schwab Cup has not started. PJ, get in here.
What are you talking about? It hasn't started. It's a 4-round tournament. Only one all year.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Who's winning? That's how dialed in I am.
Stu Sink is leading after one, being chased down by Jerry Kelly, Tommy Gainey, Jason Caron, and Steven Alker at the moment.
Okay. So it did start. That's why I have this next talking point. We have some deranged behavior going on. I don't know if you've seen this. Andy, you probably have not.
Andy sent it. Andy has seen it.
Oh, the Bernhard thing?
Yes.
Okay. There are 2 guys on site in Phoenix, older folks, trailing and hounding Bernhard Langer with T-shirts that are saying he's cheating and he's anchoring. And on the front of the T-shirt is Bernhard, putting, an image of Bernhard photoshopped on the putting. And on the back is the rule, right? Rule whatever.
Yes. Rule 10.1b or whatever it is.
I don't know if I'm okay with this. I don't want to suggest we led this horse to water and now we're mad he's drinking, because we have talked about this being a problem. Scott McCarron, we named the anchor man, dubbed the anchor man, of how he has it, literally fused to his chest when he's putting. He's welded. I don't think you should do this. Is that fair?
It has since come out. I've seen this guy's tweets before. The guy, his entire existence, seemingly, is tweeting about how Bernie anchors and relentlessly takes cell phone video of the TV broadcasts or uses Getty images or whatever.
Oh, so this is like a Ted Kaczynski situation.
Yeah,
this guy's just hiding. Okay,
yes,
this is his whole life. All right, okay.
This is this guy's mission to make sure that Bernie goes down for anchoring.
I'm
not saying that makes it any better, but I'm saying this did not come out of nowhere.
Maybe this is your demo of Champions Tour Minute. They saw you out there. I think PJ might have created this.
These are your people, PJ.
These are. They look like Gen Zers out there. And,
no, they don't. Right? That's an older fella.
No. I think it's him and his son. Okay. So maybe the son is close to my age.
Oh,
sure.
God.
That's kind of weird.
I think I'd find a different hobby or something else.
Now, I personally, wonder, how far is this going? Are they attending the PNC father-son?
Oh, God, with Jason Lahner?
Where does the buck stops? Where is my question?
Jeez, I don't know. Look at real talk. This following the Ryder Cup and with gambling, people having bets on players that are 2 feet in front of their face. Is this going to become more prevalent? Is the social contract around golf going to break down? This feels a little too far. I don't know.
If you wouldn't blink twice if this was somebody going into an NBA stadium. I'm thinking of a couple of years ago when Giannis, took 15 seconds to shoot a free throw.
Yeah.
Similar type of slant, similar thing. I could see somebody being wearing a t-shirt. The difference is you're, unless you're courtside, this is somebody's courtside at an event that nobody's at.
I was going to say, you're also one of 18,000 people at an NBA.
Yeah, exactly. It's just such a different dynamic. It's partly on golf though, not ever addressing it. This thing, golf likes to just throw stuff under the rug. And if they had to address these types of situations head on,
it's intense.
and not written a crappy rule.
It's a little bit much.
You cannot, the rule should be written. You cannot make contact with any body part or clothing part, whether you intend to or not. Yeah,
it's interesting. There's pictures of the guy like literally within arm's length of Bernhard. So who knows if he's saying anything? It just feels a little off to me. One thing that's not off is going to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun, right? Get your morning routine going. I've got mine in my little Yeti here, ready, all dialed in. Brewed a fresh pot this morning of the fried egg blend. That's a medium light roast. We have a medium dark roast. I know Mrs. Fried Egg's a fan of that, and you got the light, so you're doing that like the bedtime routine. One's on, one's off. You got to do that between the light and dark roast. You go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. Use the code SGS. You get 20% off your entire order, the whole deal. You get $1,000 worth of coffee there. You're still getting 20% off. Knock a good chunk of change off. If you order a subscription, you get 30% off on your first order because you get 10% on all future shipments when you are a subscriber. A portion of this goes to support our work, gets us out on the road, capturing content, filming the golf course videos that you have come to know and hopefully love over the last few years or almost decade now of Fried Egg Golf. Go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. I think we're going to come up with some more giveaways for subscribers. So get in the subscriber bandwagon, supports our work. You don't have to go to Starbucks and blow $8 on some concoction that's going on behind the counter there, or have to go to the grocery store to deal with the riffraff. Set the intervals. Say you want 2 bags every 6 weeks, or you want 1 bag every 3 weeks. You can set the intervals and the amount you want. Change it if you get a backup or you need more. Go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. Supports us, supports the work going forward. So multiple egg blends there, shotgun and egg blend. All right, let's do some quick Friday golf advice. Quick Friday golf advice brought to you by Goodwalk Coffee. I have one from Ryan. This is an interesting one. Hello, gentlemen. PJ, I want you locked in on this as well. I'm 33 years old and no interest in fighting. I play at this sounds a little bit like your situation at Calumet. 33, you were in 30. You wrote about that beautifully for the Friday Golf newsletter. Subscribe. Newsletter is I don't want to say it's hotter than the hottest club in town because,
nothing could be hotter than the hottest club.
But the newsletter's hot right now. We got great writing, and the subs are doing all right. So this is like a little bit of Andy's situation he wrote about for the Cal Club of Chicago in our newsletter. I'm 33 years old, no interest in fighting. I play at a blue-collar, good bones, private golf club in the Northeast. We have an eagle pool and a hole-in-one pool. The way it works is if you are in the pool, declared at the beginning of the season, but you can cancel any time. If you are in the pool and you make an ace or make a 2 on a par 4 or par 5, you get paid in chips. The number you get paid is based on how many people are in the pool. For instance, when someone makes an eagle on a par 4, an albatross on par 5, everyone in the pool is charged $5. Same thing for a hole-in-one, but it is $10. Andy may object to this. $10 for an ace, $5 for an albatross. $5.
Ridiculous.
All right.
Insane.
We don't need to get into their
It should be like $40 for an albatross if it's $10 for an ace.
Yes. Okay. So $5 for an eagle, $10 for an ace. Let's just leave it at that. Typical payout varies from $2,500 to $3,000 for an ace and $900 to $1,400 for a 2. Eagle payout has dropped significantly in the past 3 to 4 years due to lack of older member participation.
Oh.
With some lazy research, I can tell you there are about 5 more eagles per year. This is likely due to more opportunity, 5 to 6 wedges for average length players, and 1 to 2 drivable par 4s for bombers per round. Our par 3s are on the more difficult side.
Also, there's 4 par 3s in an 18-hole round, and there's 14 other holes.
Yes.
Which you could make an eagle on. So there's literally 3.5 times as many opportunities.
Our par 3s are on the more difficult side, especially with certain pin positions. Anyways, in the past 3 to 4 years, many of the older members have dropped from the pool because they see all the emails come out quote, congrats, Joe Smith, Eagle Hole 13, 41-foot putter.
Kind of ridiculous. The eagle on the par fives, I don't think should count.
Okay. Congrats, Joe Smith, Eagle Hole on number 13, 41 feet with a putter. Nevertheless, you need to make 2 good shots to record a 2, but the length has made it more frequent. This context, I don't think 2's on a par 5 count, or 3's on a par 5 count. I think it's got to be a 2. It's got to be a 2 on a par 4 or a 2 on a par 5. I don't think a 3 on a par 5 counts on my reading. So you got to make 2 good shots. But the length has made it more frequent. So guys are putting or wedging in for 2s, more often 2s. This context brings me to my next dilemma. So the old guys are out. They can't keep up. These guys are putting for 2. They're chipping for 2. Old guys are dropping from the pool. This context brings me to my next dilemma. We have a young member, mid-20s. This is a real Curb Your Enthusiasm deal. Young member, mid-20s, who has some physical disabilities. Let's call him Dennis. Dennis has a great swing and is routinely referred to as the best putter at the club. He hits driver solid, but typically 150 to 175 yard carry. He plays the white tees a lot, but recently has been playing from the yellows, which are the junior seniors. This past summer, I was surprised to see his name in a congratulatory email, but was happy for him because, as I said, he is truly inspiring and loves this game more than anyone. Then I got a text message from a buddy who is also a member, and he echoed the same sentiment for Eagle, but then added, putter? ? So he putted for his Eagle from the yellow tees, the junior senior. I could only wonder what Larry David would do if this happened in an episode of Curb. We all remained silent on the text chain, but I have no doubt a few intrusive thoughts arose. Sorry for the length of the email, but I thought context was important. Anyways, my question is, are older members ditching the Eagle pool validated by Dennis driving the greens and making an Eagle? Or is it just $100 per year? Shut up and enjoy it. If I see Dennis, do I ask what tee he played from or just say congrats? I mean,
I think you gotta just say congrats to Dennis.
Given the context of you saying he carries at 150, he has disabilities, and he putted for the Eagle, I think we know which tee he played from. I would just guess. And just say congrats. That's awesome. Now, if he's becoming a menace and these emails are going out, every other week, and it's Dennis putts for Eagle, Dennis putts for Eagle, Dennis, then you kind of maybe, I don't know, you have a more uncomfortable conversation. But yeah, you say congrats.
The whole thing here, people just need to take this less seriously.
Yeah. Look.
And you need to up the albatross thing. Remove par 5 Eagles. Drivable 4s and par 5 Eagles should be removed from it. It should just be like 350 plus yard par 4s, and that's it.
Then up,
and if you have like a 600 yard par 5, throw that in there.
Then I think you're almost. I think you equate aces to Eagle holeouts there, or make them more approximate, right? Yeah, and the prices are all the same, and you just hand out the chits.
And then albatrosses get like way more.
Yeah, that's like separate deal. Yes. I think the point was 2 is a number, and it's inflexible depending on where it is, which is a separate issue. Look, this is golf advice. I don't want to tell anyone what to do with their money. You can spend your money however you want. If it's $100 a year, just get in.
Seems like just a fun thing to do.
I mean, and as the older folks get older, they can be a little more crotchety with their dough, right? A little more grumpy.
Could be on a fixed income.
Curmudgeonly. I think, you should support it. You were there. You were once a young pup who could drive it. And now you're pissed that the younger guys are driving it wedging when you're hitting a 4-iron or a 7-iron or whatever. I think you still support the club culture of this being a fun thing to do. The old guys need to be shamed into continuing to contribute and stop dropping out, Stop dropping out. And then with Dennis, just say congrats and be quiet. All right. Do we have anything else? Is that it for golf advice? Quick Friday episode. Right?
That's
all right. Good luck to your Bears this weekend.
Good luck to the Browns. Hope they come in hot.
I think we just need to go for that draft pick.
If the Browns could throw in a win this weekend, that would be great. Tennessee has a chance to win against Davis Mills. Not saying that I'm eyeing this at all, but I'm just, I'm offering you the opportunity to win.
Who do we play? Who do we have left? Ravens are not going to. I think we're going to lose to the Ravens. We have Las Vegas. God, we might get the number 1 pick again. Unbelievable. All right. That does it for this Friday episode of the Shotgun Start. Thank you for your continued support. We will talk to you on Monday.